Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the show. I'm Billy, the host. Welcome back to the show. 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 I'm Billy, the host.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Billy, the host. We're joined today by producer Trent Ludzak. We're in Trent's unnamed studio in beautiful Marietta, Georgia. And our guest today is a stand-up comedian. He has created an app for stand-up comedians, and he's a good friend of mine. I love seeing this guy out at the comedy shows. Please, everybody, welcome to the show, Vineet Loya.
Intro needed.
What up? What up, Vineet?
Hell yeah, Billy. This is amazing setup. I love it already.
Yeah, thanks for coming through. So you're on the New Tropics right now.
Yes, I am.
Lion's Mane.
Well, this box is of lion's mane, but the tabs in there are called Neuro Mints.
Yeah.
These are pretty dope. Like, it's super minty though. So, I mean, if the mint doesn't wake you up, then the caffeine in it would.
And that gets you going.
Yeah.
See, I was saying, like,
Is it this stuff?
Mm-hmm.
what I want to do is just, like, get away from ingesting anything. But I don't know. Are you comfortable talking about drugs and things on the air?
Yeah. I'm super comfortable talking about that.
So you're off the weed, but you're telling me you're blasted off on DMT,
DMT
just
and
casually.
acid. I've been taking acid almost every week for past 3-4 weeks,
Oh my goodness! What? That can't be.
and I got a good batch this time. And I mean, honestly,
Do you think
acid,
that has a positive impact on your well-being?
it does, especially if I'm going through like a rough time. Then taking acid kind of ground me down. I did had like some bad experiences on acid and mushrooms too, but I've done it long enough that I know how to kind of navigate myself out of that. Have you ever tripped on acid?
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, done it quite a few times. One time I went to Six Flags. I was on acid.
Damn. Okay.
I rode all the rides. It was pretty wild. I had a difficult time trying to find water there. That was a struggle. Everybody who works there is a high schooler, and there's a lot of children around. It's not a good place.
Yeah, I hate that. I the same reason when I do acid, I try to avoid like any of those children parks. Like I'm like, I don't even want to be in that area.
Right.
Especially because it kind of like makes me sad that I'm getting old and looking at all the kids having fun and playing around. I'm like, shit, I miss my childhood days.
But see, I think, like, I don't know. I'm not trying to do any acid anytime soon. I'm not trying to do anything. I want to become a monk and a wizard, and I want to ascend.
Yeah, hell yeah, that
to
sounds
a
good.
higher plane of existence where I can just be kind and understanding of everyone around me
Mm-hmm.
and not let anything bother me, not let people's opinion of me bother me,
Mm-hmm.
or what I think I need to do to be successful or valued by society.
Yeah, 100%. So, why do you say like you want to be successful, or let's say like what's your definition of success?
Yeah, well, for me, success, I don't know. That's a weird thing because in a lot of ways, I'm already successful, you know.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've done a lot of things that I would consider success in my industry.
Mhm.
Sure, I don't have 100,000 followers or,
Yeah.
$1 million, but I created some great albums. I toured the country with my best friends. I played sold out shows
Hell
at
yeah.
the Masquerade, at the old Masquerade before they tore it down.
Oh wow.
You know, I was around for the Swayze's days. I went on tour with Bert Kreischer's tour, and sure, I just did merch, but I was still there, just
Yeah.
hanging out. Sure, I mean, I didn't
take off
even
your shirt,
belong
though?
there, but
I think that's a prereq, right? Like if you're,
I mean, it was hot, so I'm sure at some point I had to.
yeah,
But I'm a comic, and of course, like part of me is like, man, I wish I was on that stage performing with them. I'm just the t-shirt bitch.
Right.
But at the same time, it's like I wasn't even supposed to be there. I just ended up there because I put myself out there in this life, and I made some friends, and so like I'm alongside some of the biggest comedians in the world, and
Yeah.
I'm slinging t-shirts, but still,
That's pretty
it's like,
enchanting.
yeah, it's something crazy. So, yeah, I don't know.
I'm totally with you.
I don't remember what the question was.
Yeah, it's.
I've done a lot of cool. I've done a lot of cool shit.
Are you sober? Are you sure, Billy?
Well,
Did you have
I said-
enough sleep? Because
I
I know
said
you
I
just had a
want.
baby. So, how are you catching up on sleep and stuff?
right now I'm doing pretty good because I have no job. I'm just doing comedy, and
Nice.
I do some work for my mom. Just she does like t-shirts. She's a screen printing business.
Oh wow, I didn't know that. That'd be great
And,
because I need help with some merch. So yeah, that's.
She doesn't like my friends or my people who associated with music and stuff like that. She works with like the schools and stuff.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, sometimes she'll have me like go deliver some stuff for her, and then I also have been like doing like Uber and stuff.
Right. Right.
So I've been sleeping better, but
That's nice.
I've been spending a lot of time with the baby too. That's fun. I enjoy that. Yeah.
Do you tell your jokes to your baby?
What I've been doing recently is playing the guitar and singing for her because I figured out like a lot of these nursery rhymes, a lot of these videos have some kids videos have somebody playing the guitar and singing.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, that's like 3 chords. I can play that song. So that's fun. She likes the guitar. She likes the piano.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
All those little baby toy pianos.
Uh-huh.
If you have a kid, they're for the birds. Get a real piano and just let them mash around on that thing because those little baby toy ones. It's not a real piano. Look, like get one of those. That's a baby would love that right there. You don't need some Fisher.
Why do we have that baby guitar here though?
Yeah, she'd be banging on that all day.
Nice.
And then it makes the noise, so eventually they learn, oh, if I hit this one, it makes this noise.
Right.
And if I hit that one, it makes that noise. And then from there, that's before they even have memories. They know how that works.
Yeah. That's fascinating because I was just listening to this podcast, or actually watching this random YouTube video, right? And they were talking about how kids or babies in general don't have like any conscious memories, and up to like 6-7 years, they kind of like absorb all the patterns. So whatever patterns you want to cultivate to your kid, that's the best time so they can like learn proper way. Would you want her to be a musician or a comedian?
Neither.
Maybe
a lawyer would be good.
Hell yeah.
Make some real change in the world, do something with value, fight for some people who deserve to have their voice heard. What we do, I think, is selfish, and I think we do it for glory and personal gain.
I think I agree and disagree. I mean, there is a lot of the selfishness or the narcissistic side of it. Like, yeah, I want to achieve X, Y, and Z, but I also think that everything we put it out there, it's kind of like help others. It's kind of like just value added.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I see that argument, like, definitely, because there's tons of bands and comedians that I liked growing up where I felt like, hey, somebody kind of understands what I'm going through.
Yeah, 100%. It's so many times in my life when I'm feeling down and just listening to some upbeat music just, put me in a different zone. Same thing with like watching some amazing stand-up comedy or any other art form for that matter. I think...
Yeah.
To a certain degree, I feel like artists are the most, or art itself is the most selfless thing to do.
Sure.
Artists could be selfish. I completely agree with that.
Sure, I agree with that, but yeah, I think the chase for clout and fame and
Yeah.
stuff like that is very just like toxic, and I don't like that part of it. I love creating art. I love sharing art with
Right.
friends and people close by.
Hmm.
And that's just because when I was a kid, like that's what I like to do. I would go to
Yeah.
Swayze's
Yeah.
and I would see a band play, or I would see some guy like read his poetry or something like that. And
Hell
it was
yeah.
like, yeah, whatever. I would throw tomatoes at him and stuff, but it was fun. It was people creating real art and trying to share it. And I saw that and I was like, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
And eventually I made my way here, and just like it's been kind of
Yeah. 100%. I have
many
a theory.
times I think I made the wrong choice. I could have been anything, man. I could have done something else. I could have.
I think you're being too hard on yourself, because I think everyone is an artist. It's just a matter of like just trying to figure out which art form they resonate with.
Yeah.
Because if you ask any kid, they'll be just experimenting, being curious, and like just playing around and creating art. As we kind of grow up, we tend to kind of just try to figure out how we're going to make money, and art is not like the best means to make money unless you are like delusional enough to get into it and you're like, I don't give a shit like what other thing, I'm going to make money through this. And until I do, I'm just going to keep doing that.
If you're a great socializer, I think you can make money in art. If you have the salesman's personality. But as somebody who's introverted and I don't really want to sell you anything that you don't
Right.
want, I don't want to give you any buyer's remorse or anything, then I think that makes it difficult, because I don't have that desire to lure you into liking me. I don't
Yeah.
care. I don't want you to like me.
No, I
want
hear
you
you.
to
I hear you.
To
But
laugh or
But your art speaks for yourself. Like I watched your 30-40 minutes set like a few weeks back, right? And it was amazing. Regardless of how how much socializing you do with people, your art speak for yourself. Like your jokes were on set, and it was kind of like uplifting the entire vibe. So I don't think I think you're being too hard on yourself. Yeah.
well, it doesn't always feel that way. And I get just as many rejection letters from comedy festivals as anybody else does. But I still try to submit to them because they see your name enough times. They know you're out here. I don't know. It's like somebody told me to just do it anyway, and stuff will happen. But I don't know. I don't really care. That's the problem. Is I wish I had that just like money making entrepreneurial spirit of like, yeah, I'm gonna get you to buy my CD or whatever, subscribe to the Patreon or something. But I just don't give a shit. I want to do stand up comedy.
Right.
I want to write comedy because that's what I like to do. It's silly, it's fun, and if you like it, come to a show. That's all there is.
So, what's your what level do you want to go? Like when it comes down to say fame or money or power or whatever.
I really want to be able to do a theater. I love theaters, like even just say 500 seat theaters.
Hell yeah.
I'd like to be able to just pack out a 500 seater and have a good time, have a good show.
Yeah.
I saw Jim Brewer at Center Stage. I think that one's like 1,000 maybe. I don't know. I don't know how big it is. Yeah, but it's pretty big. I know Kavi MC is like 2,500, I think.
Yeah, that's pretty dope. One thing I do, like if I when I go to like music festivals and all, I just kind of like visualize myself on the stage. Like even though there are like hundreds and thousands of people down there, I'm visualizing like one day I'll be up there doing my comedy, and like people everywhere will be like just having a good time, and just going in some of those arenas and just watching other people do that. It kind of like adds so much enthusiasm, adds so much like
And you can kind of watch them, and you can say, okay, maybe they're better than me, but they're not that far off. Like,
Yeah.
they're not that much better than me. It's not something I couldn't get to.
Yeah, I think everyone are on their unique journey, so no one is like necessarily better or worse. But you're right. It's kind of like like I feel this plenty of times that I started comedy very late. I didn't even thought I would be a comedian to begin with. So when I started, I was like, oh shit, I'm already 30, and like looking at all the other people who are like, in their early 20s or some even like late teens, and when they started, and I'm like, okay, I can see that if this person stick with this art form, they're gonna be like a huge deal in like 10-ish years. It might take longer for me. I think
You're looking at one right across the table here. I started at 20, and this is what I'm doing.
Yeah, I was about 25-ish.
But,
Takes
but how
longer.
consistently were you doing that? Because life do come,
I mean, obviously, there's the pandemic.
yeah. Well, I mean that's just a couple of years maybe.
I've never took a break more than I think a month and a half.
Okay. And during your peak, were you like actively hitting different shows and mics every day or week or?
My problem is I've moved. Every
Okay.
time you move, you reset. Atlanta's my fourth city.
Yeah, I agree. For comedy, it's one of the hottest places, and everyone is so supportive. That's one thing I love about that.
I'm staying here. I'm not going anywhere.
I might have to move in next few weeks. In fact, who knows? We'll
Where are
find
you
out.
going?
I don't know yet. I'm in between jobs, so if I get the job I'm looking at, then I'll be moving to Texas. And if that doesn't happen,
Austin?
yeah. And if that doesn't happen, then I'm moving back to India. So, these are my two options. So I'm definitely going to move in next few weeks, unless I get a job which is kind of remote and I can do it from Atlanta. But yeah, it's a very tough economy especially like for techies, and being an immigrant, it kind of makes it more difficult.
Have you tried applying to Microsoft to work for their technical support outline?
That was the first thing I did.
Is that wrong? I mean, you got the voice.
No, that's definitely on par.
You got the voice for it, man.
Yeah. They immediately booked me for a second round. Microsoft,
That's messed up.
It's funny enough. Like my very first job out of college was in a call center for Amazon.
You want to scam old people with me?
All right, I'm down with that. I think I can post for IRS. Like that seems to be the trend.
We just got to tell them their computer has viruses, and then they let us remote into it,
Uh-huh.
and then we hijack them, and then they have to pay us like in Bitcoin.
I'm liking that plan.
Oh,
Well,
okay.
do you think they're gonna be able to buy Bitcoin? We gotta come up with something else.
Yeah, how are they going to buy Bitcoin if you have their computer?
Yeah, but also they are
I
not
don't even
tech
know
savvy.
why it has to be Bitcoin. I just think that's the best.
Ethereum.
That's the best currency to use for crimes.
Yeah, that's for sure. Do
Is
you
it
have any
technically
Bitcoin?
a crime if you convince them to do it? We'll tell them that we found child pornography on their computer,
Uh-huh.
and they have to pay us to unlock it. We'll put like a fake lock on their computer.
Yeah, I think I can see that could work. But it gotta be like a middle.
Because every now and then you're gonna hit a pedophile.
Yeah.
And you're gonna be like, oh shit, I gotta get some Bitcoin.
Yeah,
Let me go down to the liquor store where they
Yeah.
got the Bitcoin ATM machine.
yeah.
And then
Hey, if you're targeting around DC, you're going to get a really high percentage of those too.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's a victimless crime because they're
DC
already pedophiles.
And LA, I bet. But also, I think if he kind of like hacked a pedophile computer, they obviously have a Bitcoin.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, they
'Cause that's how they've been buying
Yeah,
all their
exactly.
child porn.
they're way ahead of us. They bought Bitcoin when it was
Dude.
probably a baby.
What if the AI becomes a pedophile?
AI become a pedophile. How would you measure that? I mean, what's the definition of pedophile? They gotta fuck a child to be a pedophile, right? So how would AI fuck? I mean, AI fucks with all of our minds. So yeah, in a way, but Like maybe a AI combined with a robot, because that seems to be the case. Like we're gonna have like a robot and using AI and probably a working dick. That gonna be a nightmare.
That would be a problem.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I don't want to think about that.
Don't give them working dicks.
Well, they're gonna figure out how to do it. Right?
But honestly, like everyone who gonna build robots, I'm sure at some level they're gonna be like working pussy and working dicks on
That's
it.
what I'm saying. Like, if you make the computer evil,
Yeah.
the computer's gonna know the extent of human evil, which is pretty extensive.
Right. But again, like evil and
expanded in creative new ways.
but what is
Don't-
evil, right? Like from if you ask a computer to do a
You
task
know it when
for
you
them-
see it. Like that documentary about that girl that was in the shipping container.
No.
Well, this guy just has some bitch chained up in a shipping container for years.
Oh fuck.
And when you see that, you're like, that's evil.
Right.
You know it when you see it.
Right. What I mean is like from human level, we know what evil is, but like to train computer, like computer doesn't know if it's evil on good or whatever. It's gonna just react or just act on the task. So would you blame a computer for say killing someone versus like someone who actually programmed them to kill someone?
Yeah.
It's kind of like the gun, right? Like,
Yeah,
is
yeah.
gun evil? That's where it comes down to. Gun is programmed in a way, even though it's like not automated, but it's created to do one particular task. And even though gun kill people rather than the person who is kind of shooting it, well, technically,
people kill people, but a gun is probably the best tool if you were gonna kill somebody.
I bet, yeah.
It is
agree
probably
with that.
the most useful device for killing.
Pretty
Yeah.
good way to get a robot too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
well, look, you could kill a robot with a gun. Or a big old bomb.
Bomb might be
Right now,
Gun
at
may
least.
seem like haven't we all watched Terminator? Like it would be impossible to kill a robot with a gun, unless
Depends
you
on
kind of
how
like shoot
many
on their
times you
head
shoot
or
it.
something, huh?
Nah, man, you shoot an arm, that arm's broken because I bet there's not a lot of covering on like hydraulic systems.
Sure, but I mean, the robot gonna still be active unless you kind of like kill their
Right.
CPU or something. That's the
Yeah,
only
you
way to
can't
get
kill
rid of
the
them.
hive mind with the gun, but I
mind
bet
is
you,
tough,
yeah.
But the mind is tough to take down. The body's easy because we don't have the ability to heavily armor.
Yeah.
I saw something
As far
about
as I'm aware.
somebody already like taught the AI how to, fail safe replicate itself. It said it would
Fuck.
use the internet connection on a Roomba or
Yeah.
something, and then upload to a satellite.
Yeah, that's what we would do too. If it's kind of come down into like a survival mode, and not even sure what that would mean for a robot. Have you seen Westworld, the TV show?
The first season, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty dope, right? Like, and that's what's the whole premise of the show, without kind of like giving it away. But at this point, if you haven't watched it, like it's on you, not me. So yeah, it's the same thing. They had like a master brains sort of like CPU, and it created its own backup so that like even if people kind of hack into it or kill it, it has like some way to kind of like still survive. And I can't even imagine like what living would mean for a robot. Like what it even mean, because they don't have like the same understanding of time and other other complexities. Like from robot standpoint, electricity is probably their food, right? So as long as they have electricity, they could like live forever, unlike us.
Yeah, and I think it's different than what we do as humans, because it's not really like just one person. It's like a giant I don't know. I think it's already too late. Like
Yeah, we already kind of what do you call tickle the shark or whatever that saying is.
yeah.
And it's kind of nightmare. Like at some point, I see the value in it. Like AI can optimize so many things. And on the other end, it's like I think like AI is one of the reasons why I lost my job, right? Like may not be directly, but indirectly, and that's gonna happen like more exponentially in the coming years because the AIs are getting smarter. They would be able to create like programs, write code, and create apps and all that stuff. Gonna take away like all the other jobs like graphic designing and all of that. Even though I'm optimist that as long as we use it as a tool, just understand how to or what prompts to leverage to create like an optimum, uh, say, app or graphic or whatever, we might be safe. But how many people gonna actually upskill themselves and do that? You know what I mean? I think there's gonna be big displacement coming on our way
For jobs.
for jobs, and which kind of like pile on to the other thing, right? Like without job, how are we gonna, afford food and like even have like a fulfilling life?
I need to get a job right now.
Yeah, join the queue, brother.
I don't have a job.
What kind of job do you want?
I don't know. That's the problem.
Uh-huh.
I don't want to do anything.
Yeah. Tell me about that. Not doing anything and still be employed. I think you should run for president because that seems like the best job. You don't have to do anything and still have the job, and no one can kick you out for 4 years.
No, I don't want people to think I'm a reptilian pedophile.
Which president do you think is a reptilian pedophile?
All of them.
All of them?
Every single one. Except for Trump.
Except for Trump? Wow.
You want some of these?
Is it vegan though?
No.
Oh, thanks.
No. I think they kill.
They have gelatin in it.
I think they kill hamsters to make these.
Nice. Can I have some hamster? Of course.
So why do you think Trump is not a pedophile?
Because he's the chosen one.
Oh, nice. Yeah, hell yeah. They are literally, people say he's like a second coming of
Sent
Jesus.
here by the angel Gabriel to drain the swamp.
Right now he got a train to get like his $400 million. Have you heard about that? Like, are you following his lawsuits and stuff? No.
It's a sham.
Yeah.
Look, I don't support Trump. I never voted for Trump. I never will vote for Trump. But can we stop with the fake lawsuits and impeachments and because you're only making things worse.
There's so many real crimes you could get him on.
Yeah.
Or just stop with the straw mans.
But the lawsuits are not fake in that sense. I mean, his New York lawsuits are based on all the scams he ran, right? Like, sure, they got him like because he kind of like, just inflated the price of his hotel to get like a bigger loans and get like a better deal. And then he said the opposite to the government to save on his taxes. And one thing government gonna get you on is on tax evasion. So no fucking way. Like he got away with like so many things, like rape accusations. Like he literally conned students with his Trump University and like so many other cons, right? But one thing he's like in trouble with is like tax evasion. Yeah. And he might get away with like the perfect phone call to Georgia Defense, whatever.
Tax evasion, that makes him a hero to these people.
Yeah, the U.S. was founded on tax evasion.
It's the one thing I agree with him on.
Yeah, no. Who loves to pay taxes? No fucking person. I think I want to be rich enough. I don't want to be the richest person in the world, but I want to be rich enough that I don't have to pay taxes.
Rich enough to pay a guy to get you out of taxes.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's just so obvious what they're doing. They're just weaponizing the justice system against him. Because where were all these lawsuits about his Trump Tower and his house and all that before he became the president?
Yeah, you're
Nobody
right
cared.
about that. They are definitely, the timing is off because
It makes him look really bad, in my opinion.
yeah, because Democrats are the stupidest party ever. They first of all they don't know how to kind of like
It makes them look exactly like what the Trumpers say they are, which is like these shadow government, Illuminati.
But that's the same thing
specters.
with Republicans too. I mean,
For sure.
Democrats and Republicans are not that far off. Republicans, in my opinion, are kind of worse. They are more kind of like they rely on cheating, like with gerrymandering, take a lot of donations and lobby and kind of like actively hurt environment and other stuff. Democrats are like leveled down. But the worst thing is because these are the only two options. So people who need an option, they would rely on Democrats, and they kind of like fuck them over when they come into power. Like Obama was such a big disappointment. He kind of ran on the hope, and he kind of like just took away all the hope from people.
I just don't see like if we all know that these two sides suck ass.
Yeah.
Why do we tolerate only having two sides?
Because we are beggars. Beggars don't have any choices, bro.
I typically vote third party no matter what.
Yeah.
Even no matter what's on the line, I don't care.
Right.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Like I'm done with the two party system, and I feel like everybody should be. So I'm voting for anything but a Democrat or a Republican every time.
Yeah, I respect that sentiment.
And I'll vote in the primary, but when it comes down to president, it's not happening. You're not getting my vote. Like,
Right. Was there any president who would have got your vote in the past?
Gary Johnson, I liked that he seemed like he was high the whole time.
Yeah, the Green Party candidate, right?
Yeah, he was, he did a good
Libertarian
job
Party
as a governor.
Libertarian, yeah.
Yeah, libertarian.
That's another scam. I feel libertarianism is like another con.
I mean, I'm not a libertarian, I
No,
can tell you that.
no. I mean, but I was kind of like on the Bernie train. Like I feel that he would have been like the best person to get in the office, especially in 2016 or 2020. Yeah,
He's
they
a
fucked him over.
socialist communist. The world isn't ready.
Well, he's advocating for 32-week work
They used to
week,
kill
32
people
hours
for
work
that.
week.
They used to just kill people for that.
Who does? Socialist?
Communists?
Yeah. So what's the difference between socialist and communist?
Who's holding the gun?
Who's holding the gun? Okay, tell me more. In communism, government is holding.
I don't know. Communism is like what everybody owns everything, and the government also owns everything or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's been my experience in the sense I know the difference, but my experience have been interacting with different people. They kind of just use both terms interchangeably. There is a huge difference. I'm not a big fan of communism, and neither I'm a big fan of like say crony capitalism or whatever you call it, because these are extremes. I think the best way is like socialism and capitalism kind of like blended together.
Communism is where the workers own the means of production, right? And then the government.
Depends where you read that.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, from at a company level, that sounds right, but at a government level, it's kind of like government own everything.
Yeah, you own part of everything, but the government manages it for you.
Yeah.
Everything.
Yeah, which technically means nothing, which means you own nothing. It's kind of like government own everything on paper. You are also the owner. Yeah. It's the same thing with capitalism too. Like at least with the crony capitalism, right? Like we have this illusion of choices. Even though like if you go to supermarket right now, you're gonna see like so many different food options, and all of them are owned by like maybe 3 or 4 companies. So it's kind of like just an illusion of different choices, but towards the end, it's kind of piling up or going to the same top 1%.
Yeah. I think you need a healthy mix of both. You need a little capitalism and a little socialism to say,
100%.
you can't build a building with no windows for your workers.
Right. Yeah.
Which they used to do.
Yeah.
And then when the building catches fire, it's just a freaking smokestack.
but that's what make people tougher, right?
Yeah. Builds character.
Yeah.
But so I
It
think
was
you need
better
both.
than what those people were doing before. Those people's parents were doing in a field.
Right. They were
At
making
least they had a roof when it was raining.
They were
Yeah.
making a little cash, you know.
No, what if the combination of them is what leads to this? Because the thing about regulating is that regulators don't get paid that much typically.
Hmm.
And once you hit a certain level of money in business, you can just start buying those people. And now
Yeah.
you rigging the system. That's how you get crony.
100%.
capitalism.
100%.
Yeah. That's where we are right now. It's just
Yeah.
everybody's been bought.
I think
So-
that's inherent if you have.
Not only has
force
everybody
that can
been
do that.
bought, but now people have just been planted there
Yeah.
in the government
Right.
to be Subway. or
Lobbying
whatever.
Reeled
is
that
like the
far
big-
down that train.
Big deal
Yeah.
here. And what do they call
Like,
it? It's a legal
remember
corruption, basically.
the Community episode where the guy is just his name is Subway because they had to have a student there at the school or something, so he just like
Uh-huh.
he represents Subway sandwiches or whatever. That's what they have in the government right now. Just
Yeah.
a couple
Yeah.
of Subways
Yeah.
moseying around.
So I think I may be wrong, but I think I have like a solution for all of this, because democracy to me it's a best system. First of all, like there are people who are lunatics and think like fascism is better or communism is better. I think democracy is the best, but the problem we have right now is the scaling problem, because democracy is good for like a limited crowd, right? Like democracy is not a new concept. Like all the tribes always have been using democracy. So the scaling problem is because now there are like more people and fewer representatives, and people's voices are not actively listened and acted on by the people in power. And all of that comes down to, in my opinion, come down to like one single element, which is the polling. I think that's the root of the cause of where we are at.
Polling?
Yeah.
I've never been polled in my life.
That's the problem. That's what I'm getting at. See, most of the people don't want to actively participate in the polling, right? And the crazy few who does, their opinions are kind of like just, blasted on media.
Yeah.
And based on that, they shape narrative. And based on that, like people run for the office. And once they are in office, they kind of pass the policy based on all of that false polling. And that's why you can even see, like in the past few elections, polls are so wrong compared to like the results. And I think if we fix the polling, and if we go with my plan, then I think everyone should be given a chance. Like every voter should have a chance to poll at least once a month. And in in response for that, if you poll, then you should get like a UBI. So imagine this, like if the Congress is trying to pass a bill 6 months from now, and they want to get a data, feedback from the people. So you get a chance to go and vote for that particular issue. And no matter what you voted or polled, you're going to get a UBI. So that's like a perfect plan. You're not getting free money. You've got to earn that money, and government is getting a feedback. And based on that feedback, they can pass better laws. And that will diminish lobbying and all the other people.
Yeah, give me like $500 every time I take the poll.
I think $1,000. Like poll once a month and you get $1,000. That seems like a fair.
That's it. Yeah, that sounds fair to me. You know, you participate in government, you get some of your tax money back instead of sending it to Ukraine or Israel or wherever, you know.
Yeah. Talking about which, what do you think about the whole Israel and Ukraine wars?
Not weighing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't want to disturb anybody. But hey, I think both of those places should exist. Maybe not do any wars.
Oh, you're such a peace-loving Billy.
Yeah. We should all just work it out and go to therapy.
Yeah, or just take a ayahuasca trip. That should fix all of it.
Just take a break. Recenter yourself. Sober up, Israel and Ukraine and Russia and Palestine or whoever else.
Yeah.
Whoever's wilding right now, everybody, let's just take a moment.
I think if the military industrial complex, if they take a break, all of these wars will be resolved like in a week.
Yeah, but they got to make that money.
Yeah, all that green money or red money.
They got their boy Boeing in Washington D.C. right now.
Yeah.
Working.
Have you heard about the Boeing shit?
Yeah.
You know that there've been like a lot of accidents in Boeing.
Yeah.
And there was this whistleblower who came out and he killed himself somehow,
Whoops.
just a couple of days back. Yeah, strange how that happens, right? You blow a whistle and then you somehow blow yourself.
Whoopsie. Yeah.
Such a fucked up time
who
we are
knows,
living in.
man? You can't do anything about it. They do it right in front of your face. you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
They just like, there's no shame in it. They did it with Epstein.
Right? Yeah. That was the most hilarious thing.
And then
like, how they got away with it.
Ghislaine's trial was private. No one was allowed to see it. Meanwhile, we're watching freaking Johnny Depp and Amber Heard
Yeah.
on TV every day. It's like, who gives a shit about these people?
Apparently Johnny
At least
Depp
one
does
shit was
because
given in that trial.
Yeah, well,
Yeah. You're asking who give a shit?
she's pretty
Amber
bad.
Heard literally gave a shit.
She's kind of bad. I might let her shit on my bed.
Yeah. Now I have a bit about that. I would like if you get to fuck Amber Heard, knowing that she's gonna shit on your bed, would you?
No.
You would?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. See,
Hell
my strategy gonna be I'm gonna fuck her and then let her shit on the bed and then put that bed on eBay because I know some crazy dude gonna buy that shit and then I'm
There
gonna
you
get.
go. Okay, you're a businessman.
Yeah, always plan ahead. I'm not sleeping on that bed again. I'm just making money out of it.
Fair enough.
No, I'm keeping that for sentimental value.
Yeah,
Have it cased in glass.
Yeah.
that that doesn't stink at all.
Amber's king size turd.
I don't think she ever pooped king size turd. Like, look at her. She probably is like.
I don't know. It looked like it was a pretty big one on the bed.
Man, did she ever play the role where she was fat in any movies? I haven't seen any of her movies, by the way.
Where she was fat? No, I think she she was in Pineapple Express.
Oh, was she?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she was like the high school girl that he was dating at the beginning.
Ah, okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
But I heard she's crazy as fuck.
Yeah.
When you're
on
that
TV.
when you're that hot, you're gonna be a little crazy.
Yeah.
It just depends on how crazy you're gonna be.
What's the craziest chick you ever met?
My wife. Also the
Hope
most
she's not
beautiful.
listening to this.
Also the most hot
Yeah.
chick I've ever
Yeah,
met.
I get that. I can see that. I was
That's
at a
just
bar.
what happens, man.
Yeah,
When they get that hot, they get a little crazy.
For sure they do, and they get like this whole complex, like they can do anything. Like I was at this bar a couple of weeks back, and I was talking with this girl, right? And she was like, "You gotta kneel down for me." I'm like, no, bitch, that's not gonna happen. The only way I'm gonna kneeling down is if I'm eating you out, but not gonna kneel down if
She
you
wanted
ask
to
me
dominate you.
She was.
She wanted
She-
you
yeah.
to be submissive. No,
Yeah, she wanted to, but I mean,
I don't play that.
yeah, exactly, and that's the crazier thing they get onto. Like, okay, I get it. You're
Some
hot.
people like that, I guess. That's what some people enjoy.
Yeah,
And I think they like to be dominant or whatever, but that's just not how I work. I'm the man. I dominate. Because, like, I'm not going to acknowledge this, but the fact of the matter is I could kill you if I wanted to.
What if it's a foreplay? I mean, in my case, it wasn't a foreplay. It was clearly like she wanted to kind of humiliate me. But if it's a foreplay, would you let your wife dominate you?
If it turned her on
Yeah,
or me on.
yeah,
Obviously,
In
if it
both
turns
cases.
me on, yeah, I don't give a shit.
yeah.
But it doesn't.
What if it turns her on?
Then yeah, I would do it probably.
Oh,
If it was important to her, I would be like, hey, it's not really my thing, but
right,
if it's important to you, then yeah, I'll do it.
right. What if she wanna? Well, I didn't want to say it, but what if she want to fuck in your ass?
Peg me?
Yeah.
Depends on how bad she wants to. Because it's not my thing. I don't like it.
Yeah, no.
I know I don't like it. I don't. So it's not something I'm like trying to explore at all.
Right. No.
But if she was like, hey, I really want to, this is my thing. I really, really want to do it. And I'm not going to be totally satisfied unless we do it. Then I'd
Right.
be like, all right, we can talk about it.
Yeah, I'd be more like, okay, this is not my thing. But
Because at that
first,
point,
finger me. Let's try with that. And while you're fingering me, also check my prostate so that I don't get like some random strange dude fingering me. So then we'll figure it out.
at that point, you're married. So I feel like, you should want to satisfy their
Needs.
yeah. If that's what makes them happy, then I think a good partner would want to
Yeah.
satisfy that, even if it's not necessarily.
So what's non-sexual thing you did for your wife where you were not into it, but you were like, okay, she wants it, so I'm gonna do it.
Non-sexual?
Yeah.
She loves me to scratch her back at night when she's trying to fall asleep for like an hour. I don't really like to do it, but
Damn.
I do it anyway.
Yeah. Is she Indian? Like, does she have hairy back? Like, why?
No,
No.
I guess it's just soothing and it helps her fall asleep, but it's boring and it makes my arm sore. And if I try to read something or whatever while I'm doing it, if I try to like read a book,
Yeah.
then she'll just say I'm not doing it right or something. So I have to like concentrate on it.
Yeah.
But I do it. Maybe not for an hour. I might be exaggerating.
Yeah, that totally is.
Yeah, for sure.
You
but
scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Yeah.
I don't do it all the time. Only when I'm at home with her and sleeping in the same
Right.
bed at night and everything.
Right.
So we have a baby. So
Yeah. Then I'm sure she probably take care of the baby more than you do. Maybe
no,
I'm.
no, we trade
wrong.
off. Yeah,
Okay.
but I will. Well, I gotta get I gotta get some more money so she can work less and spend more time
Mm-hmm.
being mom.
What does she
So-
does? Like, if you don't mind me asking.
She works for Ulta, the makeup store.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah. It's cool. She had benefits and all that, so it was great when we were just like dating and married and stuff. But
Right.
now that we have a kid, she wants to be involved more
Right.
as the mom, which I support and
100%.
understand. But I've just been kind of like this totally vagabond person for the past like 15 years, doing music or comedy or whatever.
Yeah. And is that the reason why you kind of like cut your hair too? Because I know you used to have like long hair.
Yeah.
You should have kept your hair and just taken over your wife's spot at her job.
Yeah, true. I probably would
That'd
have
be
been
pretty.
employee of
Yeah.
the month.
You can even like wear makeup, Billy. Have you
Yeah,
ever
yeah.
wore makeup? Have you, Trent? No.
Definitely more as like either a joke or well, I would do like the emo makeup, like the eyeliner and stuff,
Yeah.
mostly as a joke or like performance.
Yeah, same. When I was a kid, like in high school or something, I participated in like some dance and shit, and you gotta like makeup and stuff like that. But it's kind of feel weird. Like I don't like makeup at all.
Nah, me neither. It's
Yeah, that's why I also don't trust women who wear makeup.
not my thing.
Like if
I
she's
mean,
wearing makeup,
yeah.
what else is she making up? You know?
Well, my wife is good at makeup, but she's also very naturally attractive, so it works out. She could look really good when she wants to, and when she's just at home wearing sweatpants, she still
Yeah.
looks good.
Yeah, hell
And
yeah.
so
I
it
love
just
that.
works out. Yeah. Well, it worked out for me at least.
Yeah, but makeup industry is kind of strange, right? Like how it kind of it's to a degree it's empowering, like especially if you're ugly, then
Talk towards your mic.
Yeah, move it
this
closer.
way.
Talk it just in general in the direction.
Okay.
You were kind of moving away from it and talking next to it.
Right. Got it. Yeah. What was I saying? I think I lost
Yeah,
my
the
train of thought.
makeup industry.
Yeah, makeup industry. I think it's empowering to ugly people for sure, but also like it make like pretty people more superficial. It's double-edged sword.
Maybe, yeah. But then, yeah, I don't know. I don't think anybody needs any of that stuff at the end of the day. You know, there's
Yeah.
gonna be you're either gonna find somebody who accepts you for your flaws and stuff, and or you're not. And I don't think makeup is really gonna help you that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, in real life for sure. I may be wrong, but probably the whole makeup thing starts definitely with like royal families and stuff, and then trickle down to maybe like performers because if you go on stage, you want to be like look to the act.
Yeah.
Especially, probably the biggest boost was like the blackface
Yeah.
during the earlier history time, right? U.S. history time.
Yeah.
Is it makeup if you use it on your shoes?
It's a shoes makeup.
I think that just makes it racist. Well, hey, the president of Canada or whatever, he did it like multiple times.
Yeah. He's
like the king of blackface over there.
I can't believe like
man.
how he's still running the show. He's like so bad at it.
Yeah, he's supposed to be like the kind of leftist type of guy, right? And
Yeah.
he's literally.
But these people who come into power, I think like they get into this own echo chamber because even though he's leftist, he's not listening to the majority of the people on the left. Just the radical leftists who have like a megaphone and they're gonna just dictate whatever. And the same goes for like the right wing president or prime minister or whatever. They just listen to only the loudest mouth and not actually listen to what the majority of the people want, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. There is something because I feel like the people you traditionally think of as Democrats are not the same as what a leftist would be like.
Mm-hmm.
The leftist thing is very weird. Feels like a very controlled effort by somebody to push certain agendas for.
You mean Soros?
It may be. I don't know. Maybe Soros has some reptilian overlords that he serves, above him, and then we're all just like livestock for them.
Yeah.
But
Do you buy into do you think aliens are already here and are kind of like watching and maybe influencing us and
most
whatnot?
definitely, yeah. I think they're here. Something's here. I mean, you've seen them. You got your ayahuasca mints or whatever those are.
Ayahuasca mint. I wish these were ayahuasca mint. That'd be so rad, right? Just pop in a couple of those and interact with aliens.
Yeah,
Oh,
some kind of alien or entity is definitely already here, I think, in my opinion, and they've been here for a while, maybe the whole time.
Who knows? It's it's one of those mysteries similar to like afterlife. It's kind of like, okay, you would never know it until you kind of experience it personally. That's how I feel about that.
You got anything you want to promote?
Anything do I want to promote?
Yeah.
I'm not sure if so. I'm building a couple of apps, right?
Okay.
And I'm not sure if the app gonna be here yet. Like it's gonna take like a couple of months or so. But definitely, that's one thing I'm excited about. And follow me on Instagram to stay updated on that because that app to kind of like just kind of like just give you like a elevator's pitch. It's gonna be like a complete art experience. So that app will be your art experience. You can, regardless if you're a fan or artist or a showrunner, there is something for all three of you, and you would be able to check out like any art scene in any city and just go there and experience art because I think art is the best way to kind of get out of this whole shitstorm. Like all the negative things happening in the world, art is the way to make it better. So,
Oh,
yeah, just follow me on Instagram to stay updated on that.
All right. Vineet Loya, y'all. Thanks for coming through, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me. This was great.
Peace.